What is up, everybody? This is Lyle with No Hippie Barbecue, and what I'm going to be doing in this video is I am going to be making some Chipotle flank steak tacos. This recipe was kind of requested by another YouTube channel by the name of Simply Keys World. I'm going to leave a link to her channel in the iCard above and description below. If you run over to her channel, she has a lot of different stuff, makeup, hair, the occasional rant, which is what I appreciate from that because it's pretty funny. Anyway, run over there and check her out. Now, she was going to do this recipe using some fish, which is easily to adapt. You just may not need to have fish marinate in this mixture we're about to make overnight. Anyway, what we're going to do with this is we are going to come up with a marinade for this flank steak. Let it marinate for about 30 hours if you have time. 24 would be fine, and then we'll get it out on the grill. We're also going to be making a nice chipotle sauce to go over these tacos as well, but right now we're just going to work on the marinade. So come on in, take a look at these ingredients. So I am working with the 2-pound flank steak. I have an onion that's been quartered, 4 cloves of garlic. I'm just using the cilantro stems for this marinade, lime juice, ground oregano, ground cumin, salt, pepper, some olive oil, and we have our chipotle peppers in a can. You can find all different variations of this at your local Walmart. To get this marinade whipped up, really all that we're going to do is add all of our ingredients to a blender, or it could be something like what I have. And then we're just going to blend it up. Now that we have that blended up pretty good, I am going to go ahead and add my olive oil to it now. And this is just going to be to thin it out just a little bit. So I'm going to go with about 1/4 cup of olive oil right there. And now that we have this blended up, it's just going to go, I have our flank steak in a Ziploc bag. We're just going to pour it over it. And we're going to massage it, make sure that, the entire flank steak is coated. And then this is just going to go in the refrigerator for about 30 hours. See you tomorrow. So we're about 4 hours away from cooking this meat. I want to get this sauce made so it'll have time to cool down in the refrigerator before our meat is done. Now we have some weather outside that's kind of a little crazy right now, so I'm not sure if we're going to hit one of these smokers up or if we're going to finish it off in the oven. Nevertheless, we got to get this sauce made up. I will be having the ingredients and amounts in the description below, but here's what we're working with. We have some crema, some mayonnaise, the same chipotle peppers that we used in the marinade, lime juice, salt, some Mexican oregano, some cilantro, and that is pretty much it. So all we're going to do is add all of this to our, you could use a blender, use whatever you'd like, and we're going to blend it up. So there's our mayonnaise. Let's go with our peppers, and this is going to make more than what I need for this one recipe, but nothing like having plenty of this left over to use in other recipes. If you don't have crema, go ahead and use sour cream. Alright, our lime juice, salt, cilantro. And I'm going to go a little bit heavy on this Mexican oregano. I do like that flavor profile. So what's in my description is going to be less than what I'm adding here. Now what we're going to do is blend this up. It's going to stay in the refrigerator, chilling out until we get this meat done. I probably will put it in a squirt bottle because I like using those. Gives a little bit better presentation on the tacos. Anyway, I'll see you back in about 3-4 hours. Let's go ahead and get this meat cooked. I'm going to cook this to about a medium. And I have these coals searing hot right now. We're just going to throw it directly on. Now when it comes to this steak, if I try to lift it now, you're going to kind of feel it tugging. As soon as that steak releases from the grill is going to be when you're going to want to flip it. Alright, let's go ahead and flip it. Got some nice char on that right there. Need to work on this end a little bit more. I guess the meat was folded over a little bit over there, so we'll get to that later. Let's take a look at this other side. And that looks good. Now, I still have this light part over here. What I'm going to do is I'm just going to throw that edge over for a couple minutes. Let that get charred up a bit. So I think I'm at the doneness that I want now. I'm going to just take this off the grill, throw it in a pan, throw some foil on it. Now let's get started on these tortillas. So what I'm using is corn tortillas that are made on site at a store out here. And what I've done off camera was I put a little oil in a pan and then cooked them on both sides. And now what I'm going to do is I'm going to put these in a little accessory called the taco rack. And they sent this to me about a year ago and I love this thing. It's just a great way to present tacos. So I'm going to throw these in our taco rack and I'm going to put them in our oven just for about 4 minutes at about 375 degrees just to kind of crisp them up a tad. And when I'm done with that, we'll get slicing this meat and putting this taco together. The grains are running in this direction, so we're going to be cutting against the grain. Now that we have this cut, I'm going to go ahead and just come down like this. I don't want to have too big of chunks in this. And the reason I was going for a medium on this is I really don't like a lot of liquid leaking out of these when we go to have our tacos. Anyway, these shells should be done. Let's get putting these things together. So these gloves come in handy when you're making things like tacos. You can just go ahead and throw them in with your hands. It makes it a little bit easier. And we're just going with something simple. I have a Pico de Gallo made. I have some guacamole. I'm not sure if I'm going to add any guacamole to this or not. I'll let people make up their mind if they want it. You know what? As a matter of fact, I am going to go ahead and add some guacamole. That's going to kind of help my Pico de Gallo stick onto these tacos. And I'll leave one plain since I ran out of guacamole. Now for our sauce. And this sauce, trust me, it's awesome. All right, let's go ahead and taste them. So the time has come for me to get into one of these tacos. Can't wait. Now that is delicious. Now I will tell you, that meat did get cooked maybe a tad more than what I was hoping for, but still excellent. And if you got nothing else from this video but the recipe for this sauce, you're winning. This sauce right here is the bomb. Anyway, Key, I hope that helps you out. I'd like to thank everybody else for stopping by No Hippie Barbecue. I appreciate it. Comment, subscribe, and I'm out.